I've talked with the actors, and I'll ask you the same thing. A trio of spies and a trio of actors all thrown into a room. What's the difference?
Not much. They're all liars.
Right, indeed.
Great thing for an actor to play because, you know, a spy professionally is pretending to be somebody they're not. And often loses the distinction between you know, the person they are and the person they're playing. That's a glib formulation, but to some extent it's true. And you know, there's a fascination with that. Aren't we all doing that at some level? We're all
Indeed. Pretending
to be a version of ourselves that we think would be more acceptable to the person we're dealing with, you know.
Right.
Interesting. That's why they're fascinating stories, I think.
One of the things I love about the movie is how low-tech it is for the majority of the film.
I'm so glad.
That the low-tech espionage, the brain work, is just, it's so extraordinary compared to the explosions.
Well, it seems fresh, doesn't it? Because we're so used to seeing, you think thriller, you somehow think computers, technology, super surveillance. You know, there's such a taste now for the comic book version of things, and that's bled over into even realistic treatments of things that somehow fantasy enters into it. And I'm not saying that's invalid, but this is very, very real, this film, and what happens to people and the way they get the information they need, and is just, as you say, very stripped back, very simple, and very, very low tech. And there's something extraordinarily refreshing about that, I think. You don't see it often.
The stakes feel so deep. I mean, bones will break in a movie like this, and that's kind of cool.
Yes, I think it is. I hope it is, certainly. And there's not, I mean, because the stakes in the story are high, because of what it's about, and the depth and intensity of the feelings and the motivations of the characters, it's sort of important that there isn't anything getting between you and that those emotions and those feelings and themes are not falsified by some patina of artificiality that's imposed on top of it.
Right. You've got this exquisite cast yet again. Actors clearly love to work with you.
Well, you know, I'd be very grateful and glad if that were true. Maybe it's because, you know, I respect them and I'm drawn to stories that give actors the space they need. Look, the human face, famously, is this Bergman who said this, is the best special effect that cinema can offer. You know, it's magical, mysterious, incomprehensible, and unbelievably powerful. Any successful film you can point to that will be at the core of it. I mean, truly successful film, a film that lasts, is because of the human connection it makes. And you know, they are the most precious resource to a director. It's got nothing to do with budget, it's got nothing to do with location, it's got nothing to do with lens size. It's got to do with that. It's what's happening to the people, because that's the way an audience engages with a movie. So I put them first, and I work very hard on a script to make sure that what people are doing is true and not false and not bent out of shape and manipulated for storytelling purposes. And I think actors know that and sense that. So I couldn't be happier if that were true. I don't know if it is true, but anyway, let's assume it is for the purpose of argument.